to maybe getting paperwork to enhance the penalty of the first convictions of DUI. DUI right now is a misdemeanor charge, which means there is no definite arrest. Misdemeanor has a case, when convictions, has a jail time up to 2 years, and it's a discretionary arrest. It means someone doesn't have to necessarily make the arrest. If we were able to change it to a felony, it would make officers and other law enforcement personnel force them to arrest, which would then have a good backflow of everything else. Right. The only time a DUI becomes a felony is when you have a third conviction. Now, conviction is when you go in front of a magistrate and they, are giving you a sentencing. Most of the time, there's minor plea outs, there's certain flaws that lawyers get people out of, so that people get out of their sentencing. So an arrest doesn't necessarily mean a conviction. In order for it to be a felony, there has to be 3 convictions, either a DUI with property damage or injury, and those are far and few between. Okay. And felonies have a jail time of over 2 years. So getting more convictions would put more of these drunks in jail longer. DUI, crash-related fatalities, for over the past 10 years, there have been over 750 fatals, or people dying in crashes that are DUI related. That's been over the past 10 years. And there hasn't been a steady incline or steady decline, it just comes and goes. Also, DUI arrests have been for over 55,000 arrests each year for the past 10 years. And then, to the drunk drivers, when they do die in their crashes, 75% of them are not wearing their seatbelts. And that's a lot higher than anyone else not wearing their seatbelts, because most of the time, about 85% of people wear their seatbelts, but it seems to be that when they drink, they forget to wear their seatbelts, which then leads to a crash, which leads to them dying. Making DUIs a felony forces people to make the arrest, which will then generate a stiffer penalty, which gives people more of a, maybe I should do this now. They said that the first time someone gets pulled over for DUI, they have driven drunk 30 times prior to that. So it's a 1 in 30 chance that you're going to get pulled over, and that's extremely low. Now, if you make it a felony, that might lower those rates, or if someone actually gets stopped being DUI, they might actually get arrested quicker, and there might be more forces taken. Hopefully making it a stiffer penalty for driving under the influence would bring more awareness to the public, along with lowering the traffic fatalities and raising arrests. Arrests aren't always the safest way to go, but arrests can also generate money, which we can put towards, certain programs like MAD and all these public safety announcements that they have. The goal with having stiffer penalties would be having voluntary compliance, because that's the idea, is having knowledge is power. And the more you know, the more you're not likely to do. And then bringing down the fatalities would also be the ultimate goal. The less that people die, the more that we have on the road, the better our safety and everything would be.